Clues 22 with Catherine CHE. We have the wonderful and talented and successful Kinsey Ray, who will be joining us any moment. Here she is. So let's see if we can invite her to join in the conversation. Invite.
Time it is wherever you are. Hello there, Kinsey. How are you, Mama?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
Good, good. So happy that you could be on here. I know that your life is so busy. So we'll get right to it. I just want to introduce Kinsey really quickly. She is a network marketing professional based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And she is a branding and marketing expert with over a decade of experience in those areas. And she currently holds the title of Mrs. Utah International 2023 and is making a massive impact. And I'm watching this. You definitely are making a massive impact in the mental health space with her Happier Days platform, which is teaching people how to create positive emotional coping skills, so important, to take control of their mental health. And her goal is to help people to actively work toward unlocking the next best version of themselves while in pursuit of their goals. Woo! I stand in support of that.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, this is so fun. Thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so glad the baby was cooperating. He went right down for a nap right at the ideal time, which that does not happen in mom life. So I don't know what good magic you said, but I appreciate it. Send more every day, please.
Absolutely, every day. So I know you have done a lot of different things along your journey, and I was just wondering how you feel that they have prepared you for the success that you are having now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long journey of a lot of different endeavors. My previous career before I got started in network marketing and my current business is I was a model for a decade. And I had a lot of, I don't want to say shame around that, but I felt like I didn't come into my business with a lot of skills. But as I've developed here and as I've grown here and grown my brand, I realized how much my modeling career did set me up for success in my current online business and in the network marketing space. Is it taught me all about branding and marketing, right? When you're a model, you are your own brand. And so I came in with a great branding background and a really strong skill set in that. So when I branded my own customer community and when I started to brand myself as a network marketing professional, I was able to launch a huge brand within a multi-billion-dollar brand, the Mermaid Gang, and it's a well-known brand within the company and globally now, and I really do think my modeling experience helped with that, as well as marketing. I was a freelance model, so I was in charge of all my own marketing and all my own booking and really doing that legwork of getting myself out there. So that's very much so in alignment with the network marketing space, is you have to market yourself, you have to put yourself out there, you have to do the outreach. So I did come with skill sets that I didn't know were valuable for about a few years in my business, right? When you're new in business, like, I know nothing. And then I was like, no, you kind of know some stuff. It's just not your traditional stuff.
Yeah, you do know some things, and I can't imagine anyone ever saying no to you, but did you get any no's along your modeling journey that may have prepared you for from that aspect of network marketing?
Oh my gosh, rejection is so rampant in the modeling world. You have to have some very thick skin to be told no, to be unfortunately picked apart by the way that you look, right? So people will tell you, you're not tall enough, you're not thin enough, you're not good enough, you're not, like, they don't just tell you no, they tell you no and they make it personal, right? So you have to develop very thick skin for being a model. And then, so yes, that did harden me, but like got me tough to come into the network marketing space and deal with the rejection here. It's just a different type of rejection. It's still hard. It still sucks to be told no. I was training my team on this the other day. I'm like, as humans to our core, we want to be loved. We want to be accepted. We want to be told that we are enough. And when somebody tells us, no, I'm not interested in your product, or no, I'm not interested in your business, we take it personally and we're like, oh, they hate me, it's all about me. And it's like, no, it's not about you. But making it so personal, it's just, no, this product isn't for me right now, or no, this business opportunity isn't for me right now. Has nothing to do with you as a person.
Absolutely. That perspective is just invaluable. And I know that you are really helping your team by bringing that to it. So I have a question that I ask everybody. How do you define success?
Ooh, I was actually just working on a project this morning where I was talking about this. So you can get a sneak peek of a project that I'm launching soon. Really now 31 years old. Today's actually my 7-year anniversary in business. So what a fun day to talk to you today. So a 7-year anniversary in business. I get pom-poms, yes. And then over a decade of experience when you add in my modeling career plus the business. And success over the years to me has been a lot of different things. I used to think it was status and awards and money and, you know, all the typical stuff of, you know, how much stuff you have and how many accolades you have and all that stuff. And I've been very blessed to have those successful things, material stuff, you know, earned income in my network marketing business to where people would say, you are successful. Yet in those moments where I've had the stuff, I've had the achievements, I've had the titles, I've had the ranks, I've won the awards, I found myself very unhappy. So what's the point of having those things? What's the point of chasing those things if at the end of the day you are just miserable to your core and you're not actually happy in the life that you're living, right? And so to me, success has really changed. I just got back from a really amazing mastermind in Cabo in January, and Eric Spofford said, eventually the shine of the thing wears off and you're left with yourself. And what yourself is it's your mind, it's your body, it's your spirit, it's your habits, it's your disciplines, it's how you show up on a day-to-day basis, and are you happy with who that is? And so for me, success is happiness. In a really long roundabout way, are you happy with who you are at the end of the day and how you show up on a day-to-day basis? Do you feel good in your body? Are you taking care of your health? Are you taking care of your mind? Are you taking care of your spirit? And I believe if you take care of all those things and focus on all of those things, the money and everything else that we chase, thinking it's going to fulfill something, that comes naturally. And so that's really been my shift, especially this year, of like, I just want to be happy with me, and I know the rest will follow.
It's so true. And I believe that everything that we want to be, do, or have, we want it because we believe in the being, doing, or having of it. We will be happier. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a, you know, it all is totally connected. Yeah. So do you feel successful right now?
I do. Right, when I look at the life that I have, I just had my first son 8 months ago. Like, that is joy in and of itself. I have a healthy, happy baby. I have a phenomenal relationship where my husband loves me and he supports me. I have a team full of an amazing community. I have the best customers ever. I have incredible friends like you. We just got a new space in Utah where we live. Like, I have so much to be thankful for and so much to be blessed, like that I'm blessed with. There's nothing to not be happy about, right? We can always find stuff to complain about. We can always find things that we want to strive to be better at. So yes, am I striving? Am I like, there's another level for me? Absolutely. But I am super proud of who I've become, especially over the last 7 years. And I'm really sitting in my gratitude today on my 7-year anniversary of like, wow, you've grown a lot, sister. Like, whoa.
Yeah. That's so wonderful. I just love that. I love that so much. So what are some things that you have done that you think have helped propel you to ever greater success? Because I've watched, even in the short couple of years that you and I have known each other, I've seen you just evolve and blossom and grow.
Thank you. I appreciate that. For me, I would say it's the personal development. And I always preach this, is that personal growth. That was a defining moment in my business. I will be honest, I was very entitled in my business in my first few years. I thought, well, if I just show up and I just, am consistent and I just, do things consistently every day, I deserve to have a big paycheck. I deserve to be a big leader. I deserve to be at the top. Well, why? You're not getting any better. You're not adding any extra value to the world. You're not doing anything different. Why do you deserve to grow? And so once I realized your paycheck in network marketing grows at the rate that you grow, And that's when everything clicked. And so once that clicked for me, I'm like, okay, let's grow. Let's personally develop as fast as possible. So reading, investing in masterminds, coaching programs. I know we're in them together. So I know you're very adamant about that too, but it's that personal growth. And then the daily self-disciplines. So back to what are you doing on a day-to-day basis? I just read a great book. I don't know if you've read it. It's called Discipline is Destiny. Did you read that suggestion?
I haven't read it yet.
So good. I just finished it today.
That I'm reading.
Yeah, I just finished it today, and that's what it's all about. Like at the end of the day, it all comes down to your disciplines. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? And once I got those habits in check of reading and drinking enough water and moving your body consistently, and just like the little tiny things that you don't think they make a difference, they radically change your life when you do them consistently and you allow them to compound.
Yeah. I've been talking a lot about that recently too, that you can tell about your life by the habits that you have, and about, especially about your future life, and you can tell what your habits are by looking at your life. So kind of, again, it's another one of those kind of circular situations.
Yeah.
So what are some things that other people can do to help ensure their success?
I think it's the same answer. I don't know if that's bad to give like the same answer back to back, but check in on your habits. Audit. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? Are you taking time to move your body? What are you fueling your body with? Me and my husband have really been hyper aware of that this year, of how do these little cheat meals and little treats and indulgences that we like to have, they really make me feel like crap. Like, is it really worth it at the end of the day? Are you reading? Are you, evaluating your friend group and who you're around? I think a piece I haven't touched on is, who are you around? Who do you surround yourself with? What is that conversation like? And then another thing that I've also been really focusing on is what's going on up here. What are you focusing on? What are your thoughts that you're thinking? What are you telling yourself? Are you focusing on everything that's going wrong, or are you focusing on all the things that you're grateful for? So I think that conversation up here is a huge dictator of how successful you are. You can have all the talent in the world, but if this is garbage between your ears, it's going to really hold you back.
I absolutely agree with that. So what would you say has been the greatest challenge or obstacle that you have faced along your journey?
I would say myself. Like, standing in my own way of just lack of belief, or not developing fast enough, having that entitled mentality of I just deserve to be successful because I've been here for X amount of time. And so that back to that mindset, me and my husband have talked a lot that our mindset and our negativity that we've fallen into, it's held us back from more than anything else. Right? The negativity in our life has held us back from our goals than anything else. So if you can get this right up here and focus on the right things and fix your mindset and fix the attitude that you have, it's going to propel you forward. And I've battled depression my whole life. I've really struggled with this part. And so it's an active battle for me. I feel like I have to work at it harder than a lot of other people. But I would say that's been my biggest roadblock, is not letting those limiting beliefs and the yucky voices get the best of me.
So what have been some things that have been really instrumental in helping you shift the limiting beliefs, say?
It's a simple practice. It sounds so silly, but I implemented this in 2020. I got some coaching from a friend, and in 2020, I made this shift, and then I had this huge explosion in my business, like right after I made the shift. And anybody can do it. You can literally implement it tomorrow. Is first thing in the morning when I wake up, I consciously choose my first thoughts. So instead of waking up and thinking like, oh man, I gotta, I'm tired, or I gotta, the baby's awake, or, thinking of all the stuff I have to do today, I consciously choose to think, I am enough. I'm thankful for another day. You're good enough as you are. So I just think of like a couple positive affirmations. I tell myself I'm enough right now, today, and express gratitude to have another day. And I think about the goals that I'm working towards. But it's that conscious decision of I am enough that really changed a lot for me, because I'm a Capricorn. I'm very hard on myself, and I'm very goal oriented. So for me, the goalpost always moves. I don't know if you're this way, being very goal oriented, right? You get somewhere and then you're like, wait, I don't deserve this until I'm actually here. I'm not good enough till I earn 6 figures in a year. I'm not good enough till I'm a millionaire. I'm not good enough till I have a Lamborghini. I'm not good enough till pick the status, pick the thing, pick whatever your goalpost is. I'm not worthy until I achieve X, Y, Z. And then you achieve X, Y, Z and you say, oh, well, wait, now I'm not worthy till I'm here. And so I kept moving this goalpost on myself, and I never said, Kinsey, you were born enough. You were made perfect. You were born enough, and you keep just putting these impossible goalposts on yourself. You keep moving the goalposts forward and forward. Like, when do you finally get to be enough? When do you finally get to be proud of who you are in your existence and the woman that you've become? And so every morning I wake up and I consciously choose and tell myself, I am enough, and I'm striving to get better every single day.
I love that. So beautiful. So when you first started doing that, what did you use as your trigger to have that thought first thing?
Just waking up. Just as soon as consciousness came, like the alarm went off, like that was just the first thought. Just, I'm enough. I'm thankful for another day. I'm enough. I'm thankful for another day. It's so simple, but it's crazy when you do it consistently. It is so transformative.
Yeah. In my trigger, I have my toes touching my soft sheets.
Okay.
I have to have like a tactile thing, but I do something really similar. So it's great. Yeah.
Love that.
So how important has mentors been for you along your journey?
Life-changing. Oh my gosh. Get a mentor. Hire the people. Pay the money. Just get in the rooms. Do it. Life-changing. Eric was one of my very, very first mentors, and that first investment, I remember it was $1,000. I could not afford it. I maxed out a credit card to invest with him in 2020, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I need help. And when I saw the growth from that, I was like, oh, why didn't I do this sooner? What's going on? And so then just have kept investing with different mentors and coaches. You can try and figure it out all yourself, and that's what I did for the first 5 years of my business, is just winging it all on my own. Okay, I'll try and figure it out, and it's a slow, painful, hard process. It's frustrating. I'm thankful I have a lot of grit, at least, that I'll grit it out, I'll figure it out. I'm not a quitter, but it's really easy to quit when you're trying to do it all on your own. And it's really easy to want to give up when you don't have any help and you aren't following someone who says, hey, I've already paved the way, like just do this. So once I hired people to tell me what to do, I'm like, all right, just tell me what to do, I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, two other things that I've noticed too about having mentors are the people who we get to be around with them, who are also choosing the mentors, and also their belief that they can see our future for us before we get there sometimes.
Yes, I love that. I agree. The community is amazing. Like being able to be connected with you, the network, right? The network is the net worth. You get to connect with other people, share ideas. It's for sure the community you get around, back to that environment, right? So if you feel like you don't have a great environment right now, you're like, man, I don't have a lot of friends who are going places. I don't have a lot of goal-oriented people. Can you go invest in a coaching program? Can you go get around people that are wanting that growth too? My husband just did that. I'm so proud of him. He's like, I'm ready for some new friends. So he invested in a male coaching program, got around a bunch of other growth-minded men. He's going on a trip to Europe to go run with the bulls with a bunch of guys. And I'm like, this is so good for you. Yes, go find your growth-minded friends. So it's so true. The friendships are invaluable.
And what do you see as the role of health in success?
It's everything. If you don't feel good, you're not going to do good. Right? My motto is I'm in a health and wellness company, and when you feel good, you do better. And 7 years ago, before I started my business, I started my product, I felt like crap. And so guess what? I showed up like crap. I didn't want to work on myself. I didn't want to pursue my goals. I didn't want to wake up early. I didn't want to stay up late. I wanted to sit on the couch and stuff my face with crappy food and watch TV. Like, so health is everything. And I notice anytime I'm not prioritizing my health, because I'm not perfect, we're all human, right? Anytime I fall off track with my habits, everything else starts to slowly fizzle away. The mindset, the productivity, just everything starts to fall apart. And I can look back and say, girl, you have not been going to the gym, or like you haven't been drinking your water. That tip that we got, what was that, last week in our coaching program, drink more water. I implemented that. I'm like, wow, I just needed some more water? Like, that's it? Okay, great. It's so simple.
Changes so much. Yeah. Sometimes it is a simple shift, and a lot of our mentors talk about, if you just make a little teeny, even a portion of a percentage shift toward the better every day over the course of a year, it's an enormous amount of shift. So yeah, if you keep shifting toward the better, because if you just shift a little now and then you shift back, that's not it. But you got to be consistent with the getting better.
Yep, it's that compound effect of just those little tiny movements compounded. It changes everything, right? We want it to happen like this. We want to do one action and have it just produce the results. And where people fall short is it's just the tiny little micro movements, and in that moment you can't see it. But if you keep going, you look back and you're like, wow, we got really far doing that. It's crazy. So I think that's where most people fall short on success, is they get frustrated, like, well, I did the thing. I'm doing the thing that everyone says to do, and it's not happening, and so I'm going to give up. And it's like, no, you have to keep doing the thing over and over and over, and it's redundant, and it can be tedious, and it can be slow, but that's how you win.
That is exactly how you win. So what would be some of your tips if someone is looking at some opportunities that are coming their way, if they're interested in entrepreneurship? How would you recommend that they choose one over another?
I am big on intuition and just trusting your gut. I believe we have an inner knowing. I believe we just know things if we can just sit and listen and just tune in to what's right. And I also think you need to think about the long-term vision, right? Those shiny objects and quick success paths, right? They're always alluring. They're always like, oh yeah, it can happen fast. Okay, sure, yeah. Are there I'll give you the prime example. All right, when I started my business, nobody pitched me on the get rich quick thing. I pitched myself. Okay, I was like, oh, you can earn $1 million. I'm gonna be a millionaire in a year. Let's go. That was my game plan. I was like, millionaire in a year. It's going down. I pitched myself on that plan. That did not happen. Okay, which is fine. But I was excited enough about the opportunity and the product and the business that even though I pitched myself on the get rich quick thing and that was my game plan, I loved it enough to stick it out over the long haul and go through the ups and the downs of the business and put in the work to learn the industry and put in the work to figure it out. So can you have really fast success? Are there stories like that? Does it happen? Absolutely. And I dare you to dream. I dare you to believe. Why not you? Heck yeah, go for it. But also make sure that you're willing to put it in for the long haul too. Because if it's not something you're willing to put in a year, 3 years, 5 years, a decade at least, it's probably not for you. Right? If you're not going to be happy if it doesn't happen fast, then you're not going to be happy when the ups and downs and all the turmoil come. So make sure that you can truly stick it out to allow that compound effect we talked about to kick in. Because even though you can have quick success in the beginning, it's never an overnight success for a true sustainable growth.
Yeah, I agree with that. So we both love network marketing, and what would you say for someone maybe who's never participated? What do you see as the benefits for people who have a sort of an entrepreneurial spirit about getting involved in network marketing or direct sales? There's lots of different ways to call it, but
yeah, actually, me and my good friend, she was here visiting just this past week, and we were having this conversation. She owns a traditional business. She's she's crushed it in her traditional business, and she also is on my team and earns income on the side. And she's like, people don't understand how amazing this opportunity is. You invest tens of thousands. I know you've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in your personal development, and you train our team for free. You have the best social media strategies. You have the best networking strategies. You have the best business strategies. I just hosted a 4-hour team training at my house, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Wow. And she's like, I know how much money you spent to deliver that information, and you did it for free. There's people out there paying people to teach them social media, paying people thousands of dollars a month to teach them how to build on social media, teach them, there she is, we're talking about her, teach people how to network, teach people how to build a brand. They're paying people for this. And you can come in to a network marketing company and partner with an experienced leader who has the training, who has the knowledge. They will mentor you for free. And instead of you paying to learn how to build this skill set, you can get paid while you learn how to develop this skill set. It's amazing. And I'm the best example of this because I didn't have business experience aside from like my modeling career, which is it's a very unique niche thing, right? Not everyone's going to have that experience. I didn't really have traditional entrepreneur skills. I didn't have business skills. I didn't go to business school. And so this was like my school of business, of learning how to be in business for myself, learning how to be a boss and how to pick a schedule and how to manage all of this stuff and learn all the different facets of business at very low overhead. Because when I started this business, I was tens of thousands of dollars in debt. I did not have tens of thousands of dollars in debt to go into to start a business and have all of that overhead. So it's incredible for people who want to learn business and be able to get their feet wet and fail forward and do it messy and not have their entire life savings on the line and not have like so much at stake like that. When I think about me at 23, like kudos to people who do it, right? I know there's people who go and start businesses, but like when I think about me at 23 and I was still figuring out my habits and responsibilities and like how to like do anything, it would be really hard to have like so much overhead at stake. Like I have to figure this out or like everything, crumbles. It was very low risk for me. And I was like, I can come in and if I really do fail and I decide it's not for me,
yeah,
no problem. Okay, cool. On to the next thing.
Yeah. So our time has gone by so quickly, but before we go, is there anything that I haven't asked you about, anything that you would like to add, any little icing on the cupcake of our conversation that you'd like to put?
I just want to tell people who are on their journey to success and paving their path and figuring it out, just keep going. I know there's someone listening to this right now that's in a really hard season of business and you're wondering, is it worth it to keep going? I'm so frustrated. Nobody's listening to me. I'm being ignored. My family thinks I'm stupid, like whatever. There's so many roadblocks. Your friends are like, why are you still building that business? Come out and party with us or whatever it is. There's so many different seasons of business and so many roadblocks. And there's so much frustration in my own business. I'm especially emotional because, 7 years of just thinking about the growth and the journey. And I was stuck in my business for 4 years. No movement, no progress, no nothing. Like I saw this huge vision for myself and I was like, wow, I could go and do and be this amazing person. Like I see it so clearly. Why am I stuck down here? Why am I stuck? I can't figure it out. And it would have been so easy. And I wanted to so many times in that 4-year period, just quit and throw in the towel. And I felt ignored and I didn't feel seen, but like that invisible progress was happening. And had I quit, I would have never gotten the payoff. And so I just want to tell you to keep going because any dream that you have, any vision that you have, any goal that you have, it's in your heart for a reason. You're not given anything that is not meant for you. You would not have the desire if it wasn't possible for you. You wouldn't dream it if you weren't capable of it. But you have to put in the work. You have to go through the suck. You have to pay the success tax. I don't care who you are. And that success tax is, it's a hefty price and it's hard to get through. But once you get to the other side, the reward is so great. And you're going to tell that story of this struggle. Nobody cares about the fancy stuff. They care about how you gritted it out and the journey that you went through to get there and how hard it was and the roadblocks and all that you overcame. And I promise that's the most rewarding part of the journey. So if you're in that right now and you can't see it because you're in the thick of it, because you can't. When you're here, you're like, this is the worst. And I am like so over it. But when you get out of it, you're like, oh, it was all for me. It all happened for a purpose. And you can't love it till you're out of it. Right? So I want to love it for you if you're in it. And I just want to encourage you to keep going because I promise it all pays off in the end. I don't know if it's going to be a year, 5 years, 10 years, but look at any successful person you look up to. And I promise you, they got a similar story where they just had to suck it up and grit it out. And in the end, it all paid off.
Oh, yay. Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Kenzie Rae. I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you to people who are watching Success Clues 22 with Catherine CHE because success leaves clues, y'all.
I love it. Thank you so much.